We're playing The Binding of Isaac.
We are.
Yes,
What a pleasant image.
What a
Okay.
what?
Nothing. It was just
Oh, the
a
image.
comment.
Uh,
Yeah.
um, uh, I got a canker sore recently, and
A what?
so I went and bought uh some. Apparently, they have like these weird Band-Aid things for them, where they like you apply it to it, and it puts this gel stuff. Um, uh, it puts this gel stuff like all over it, and it like protects it or whatever from being
What
messed with.
is it?
A canker sore?
Yeah, that.
It's like a sore in your mouth that it uh like
Oh.
I got mine from I bit my lip basically while I
Mm.
was eating, and that bite turned into a canker sore
That's no
because
fun.
it's a
Yeah, I didn't
itch.
know what you said. I was like a kangaroo, just like a kangaroo dinosaur.
A kangaroo dinosaur, God.
Like that's the
What's your
best
favorite
name.
dinosaur?
I don't actually know.
You don't actually know?
If I had if I had to choose one right now, the first thing that comes to mind is the arachno or arch nose pod, and I know that's not at all the name of the one that goes fast on water, not in real life, but in the game.
Oh, an
Uh,
Anky?
yeah,
An
Ankylosaur.
Ankylosaurus?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I like
That
that
one's like
dinosaur.
got made of rocks. Oh, I do remember one. That was like the first time I read this about it. I was like, "That's whack. Why? Interesting." And it was I can't remember the name, but it had like this super thick skull. It was like 10 inches or so, just of solid bone, and they'd run into each other to assert dominance.
Oh yeah. Man, I forget what they're called. Um yeah, that's how they would uh I mean, it's not at all unlike uh what like,
Goats,
um
goats, and
uh
rams.
yeah. Sorry, my brain. Except the only difference is that theirs was literally just an exposed part of their skull
Who is
that they would
theirs?
ram.
The dinosaur.
Yeah,
Okay.
instead of having like horns or something. I believe at least, if I recall correctly,
Okay.
which I could be recalling incorrectly.
Oh no, they took the word thick skull personally.
Yes,
They really. Oh, meat cube.
and another cube of meat.
I guess not. I guess they give it a whole new meaning.
Yeah, God. Um. Uh. God. My brain is absolutely fried.
What did you do this time?
Well, mm, and the I mean,
Uh,
I did this time. You know what
okay.
we're doing right now
Okay.
that we've been doing kind of for a while.
I get you.
Yeah. Oh
Can I blow my
man,
cat?
amazing! You murdered his ass. Man, he's really stupid.
Yeah, he doesn't have. They don't have actual like pathfinding. They just. What I would guess is just a random number generator that just like should be turned now. Why not?
Yeah, that's a fun way of coding things. Like if you're programming a game and you don't need your enemies to be smart, that is possibly the most fun uh, that you can have.
Just slap a
Is
random
just
number generator in there,
yeah.
and
Well,
that's
and
fun. I call
especially because
coding.
if you have a random number generator that's seeded, so what that means is you input a number, and as long as you input that number, it always outputs the same random number. uh, basically, I mean, it's a little more complicated than that, but uh, what that means is you can make them do decisions or like do specific decisions uh, if you want. Like you can if you liked the movement, say there was one where I don't know, you're completely randomly determined character Jig did the cha-cha slide or something, then you could be like, ha, I'm gonna save this for later, and all you have to save is like the number 5. um
This will be.
uh
This is this. What was like a secret tool we'll use later.
the cha-cha slide. Oh god. Oh, you blew up the child.
It's all right. He was a scammer.
Oh, he was a scammer.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Somehow I doubt that.
Nope. 100% true. Bet you how
You
bad
give
it
me
died.
some mad Scrooge McDuck vibes.
Okay. Well, the deed is done, so I mean, it doesn't really matter.
The deed is done. God. Man. I wanna like in the future have such a fucking like I don't know, a
Something,
baller
something.
computer setup,
Okay.
uh,
All right.
that it like takes up like a third of my house is
Okay.
the
Now
size of the
I don't
computer.
know if that's so much baller and more obsession, like dangerous levels of obsession, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, hell, if it took up a third of my body, I wouldn't be complaining.
Okay. Well, you
Now
shouldn't.
that's especially.
God, imagine like touring your house. Like this is, this is my bedroom. You got a guest bedroom, guest bathroom. Now this third of my house is devoted to my supercomputer. What? What do you use that for? Minecraft with shaders.
Occasional live streams.
You know, if I really
I'm
want.
a streamer. I need. Oh my god. Oh
You laugh so
fuck.
hard you
I'm a
yawn.
streamer. I need all this shit.
You have to believe me.
You gotta believe me, Doc.
Me.
Oh man. Man, you have a lot of stuff in this run.
Yeah.
We've been playing
Wait, I
this
already
game
went in
for a
here.
while. Did you?
Yeah, I did. I think.
Interesting.
I'm almost
Um,
pretty sure.
you're almost pretty sure? But are you? Are you pretty sure? Or are you almost pretty sure? Anyway.
Did I get hit a single
Ooh,
time? I didn't.
that was hella good.
Interesting. That's never gonna happen again.
Oh my god, look at all those colors.
Jump on me, I dare you. You jerks. Not right now. You were supposed to do it a while.
Oh, you got hit once.
I got hit by like the one guy that I couldn't get hit by.
Oh, that he took away a whole heart? Jesus Christ.
The big ones do whole hearts of damage, which
Wow.
is not fun. Oh, you guys, are you serious? This is easy.
Yeah, it is serious, actually.
That's alright with me. That's
Is
A-okay.
it? Is it alright with you?
Stop running away. I do need to kill you.
Oh my god.
Please.
Fun.
I'm a failure.
Why did you do that?
I was hoping I'd make it in time, but I didn't. God, why so many idiot me? Why am I?
You are, in fact, an idiot. God, man. I wish you didn't screw up the recording of that
Listen, it's
last
not my
video we
fault.
recorded.
That was not my
Because
choice.
there's such a good recording session, man.
I
So
agree.
good.
I
Give
agree
you
with you.
shit. I give you all that
It's
shit
not
for
my
this.
fault, though. Ow.
It's
God,
100%
I'm
your
gonna
fault.
die because I'm an idiot. Oh,
You
God.
are, in fact, an idiot.
Just don't shoot anymore. Okay, now I'm gonna go grab that heart up there. I don't know I don't know what justice does.
That's a great question. I imagine,
Use it.
justice,
That's what it does.
punishes the weak.
Yeah. I was trying to get behind the wall, and then I realized there was not enough room.
Not a wall.
I mean, it is a wall.
It kind of is.
Sniped. Oh yeah, the money bag give me money.
Yeah, of
God
course
dang
the
it.
money bag give you money. That is
I
the
hate
worst map, like, or not, I mean, it's
room
the worst
for these guys.
rooms, layout to get those guys in, yeah.
I hate these guys regardless.
Mm-hmm.
They're just. I have so many things. I can shoot teeth for a limited time. I hate the kamikaze one because it damages you. That's
Oh,
just
that
not
sucks.
fun. I mean,
I
it
mean, it
blows
makes
up a big
sense,
area,
but...
but it's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Oh, you guys, you get the frick out. Don't you dare try and surround me. Okay, we're good. Yeah, they just
Until they
chuck
try and
grenades.
surround you again.
It's not as bad when they're
Don't
floating because I can just stand here and then they can't shoot me.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't shoot them either. I have money.
Hey,
31.
money. It's
Okay.
almost like you make money every single goddamn time.
I know, it's crazy.
Dude, I started watching these weird, algo do, videos. So,
Interesting.
okay, I looked up this I looked it up after watching some of them. So it's a program, that's a physics simulation program, from what I understand. Um, and it's called AlgoDo, uh, or AlgoDo or something. I don't know. Um,
Okay.
and these videos that I watch with it can be so interesting. Like what the ones I've been watching at least do is they have like these marble races, except they're not exactly marble races. Um, they they're quote unquote marble races because they have a bunch of marbles, but they're so fucking highly algorithmic, that it's not at all a
It
marble
doesn't
race
count.
anymore. Yeah, it's like, so on the left and right or something. I'll give you a hypothetical. On the left and right, they have like a uh some balls that are going through like a pachinko type thing, and they have like options that they can land on uh for their like player character thing to do. Um
Okay.
Except it's not really a player character, it's like a environment. Um and so uh one of them, uh it man, I'm trying to choose which one would be the easiest to describe, but it's really fucking hard. Um,
Okay, understandable.
they, they, so, okay, I'm gonna describe this one that I'm thinking of. Um,
Okay.
can you read my mind yet?
Nope.
You're a whore.
Okay.
Um, uh, but they have something that like cycles through different options, let's say. So there's one thing that cycles through a location to build a tower in like a tower defense game. Or well, it's not really a tower defense game, but it's a big grid, and half of the spaces are uh, player ones and the other half are player twos. Um, uh, and those pachinko things, whenever they hit the bottom of their thing, uh, it stops the cycling of the location, and it's chosen a place to put something, and then it starts cycling through a list of like towers to place down, um, and they once it hits that, it places whatever that tower is. Um, uh, on the spot that it's selected, and whatever that tower is does stuff. Anyways,
Okay.
it keeps going, and they keep adding in like circles that fall down the pachinko machine, and adding like towers and stuff that they can do, um, until one of the colors or like one of the sides wins, um, and it's just so interesting to watch sometimes. Like,
Okay.
I don't know, it's really weird. And then I
Didn't
it
describe
didn't
it
need
very
as
well.
I didn't. You're right.
Like I'm
Um,
gonna be honest. I would have to see it to understand what just came out of
yes,
your
you
mouth.
would 100% have to see it.
But it sounds the picture I've painted in my mind seems pretty interesting. And if I see anything that isn't that, at this point, I gotta be honest. I'm gonna be pretty disappointed.
Mhm. I actually I installed Algodoo to kind of like look at what I can do with it, and I might be screwing around with it later um
Nice.
on my laptop because I mean it seems pretty cool, I guess. I mean, I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to do with it, or like how they got what they got with it.
But
Um
it seems pretty nifty.
it's pretty nifty, I would say. Um the whatchamacallit.
The
I found
thingamabob.
it. The whatchamacallit. Oh god. Uh but anyways, that was just something fucking completely random and weird.
Okay.
Um
I mean, yeah. It
Man, I
definitely is.
monologue.
You do.
Uh you speak. It's your turn.
Oh God. Okay. What?
Anything you've been being recently?
Um. Well, did you know that um that if you sit in a pool for uh or just submerged in water with your body fully submerged, it takes about 3 days, and then you'll start to dissolve.
Not quite, but kind of. Um
Maybe not quite. Takes 4 days.
like
Just kidding.
I mean, well, no, you said, did you know? And so I'm responding to that, did you know?
Oh,
I didn't quite know, but
okay.
I did kind of know.
It makes
Um,
sense, but you didn't know it for a fact.
well, no. I read a long time ago about a dude who had like he had his hand in like a jar of water for like a week, and it was he got the Guinness Book of World Records or something for the longest time having a body part submerged in water. Um, but his hand was just utterly fucked up.
That makes sense.
Like,
I don't know why
yes, I
somebody
have
would do
Guinness
that.
World Record.
In my
Oh
hand.
man, you've seen the dude who has the Guinness World Record for most Rickrolls, right?
I did not actually, and
So,
that's pretty
um,
interesting.
the uh the guy who has the Guinness World Record for most Rickrolls, he uh he was tweeted at by Guinness when he like submitted his thing and stuff, and they were like, okay, we accept it. We're gonna mail you your address, or mail it to your address or whatever. You need to provide us with that, and so he sent a Bitly shortened link um uh to them and said that my address, my mailing address is gonna be in here or whatever, and they fucking they opened it and it was a Rickroll.
I don't. I feel like that's so predictable, but
It's
like
so predictable, but like,
that's just
man, was that
perfect.
he
Somebody
saw the
rickrolled
opportunity.
Rick Astley.
Huh?
Ashley? I don't know how to say his last name, but somebody rickrolled the man
Astley?
himself.
Somebody what?
Somebody rickrolled Rick.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
I don't know who it
I
is,
like
but
that.
it was nice.
That bomb was like, please take me with you.
You
Um,
can't leave me here.
If you had a chance to change your fate, would ya? God. Oh man, I'm terrible. I'm stupid and terrible,
Oh,
but
that
it's
sucks.
fine. When's your funeral? God. Uh Let me think. What's something cool that just has happened in
Um,
general?
when the world record for fast was set, the fastest, I
Like
think it was 100 meter, was set.
100-meter
People
dash?
were like, "This is crazy." Oh wait, hold on. Oh,
Oh, you're
when did
fighting mom. Holy
when did this
shit.
happen?
When did you get there? Wait a
I
minute.
don't know. I'm gonna use this. Oh, cool. That's useful.
That's pretty useful. I mean, it's not great or anything, but it's pretty useful, I guess.
I blast.
Oh, those tumors. I hate it.
I
Mom, you
don't
should really
know
get those tumors
those
checked out.
tumors. Did you
Huh?
say turned down or checked out?
Checked out.
Okay. I think you said like turned down. Like, man, you really got your tumor setting really high.
You gotta
You gotta change that.
go into system settings and
Lower
get
your
rid of the
tumor
tumors.
um uh
God.
percent. Your chance ability.
What?
Your uh uh it, it's something about ability, something like that. Oh my god, I had space at the perfect time. Were you looking? Did you see?
I was looking, but I don't know what happened.
Did you not see
What?
Isaac just get totally destroyed with that ball?
I have no idea what you're
You know what? No,
talking
no, no.
about.
Okay, so when it switches out to the screen for the from room or from stage to stage, it'll give you the little animation. And this one was Isaac holding some flowers, and I went to hit space to skip it, and right as I hit space, or right before I hit space, it was just this ball that came out of nowhere and just hit him square in the face.
God, man. Now that's something that I feel like we should edit our video to include, but like we don't really
We
we
don't
don't
do
edit
that.
videos, you know? We
Yeah,
don't do that. At least not right now. If we
might
get
happen eventually.
like if we get larger or something, then yeah, we'll
And
edit
start like
videos.
caring a little more.
Yeah, but
Right
right
now, it's
now,
just, hey, check this out.
yeah.
Anyways, go back to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Man, what else to talk about? Time
How many
travel.
teeth do you have?
I think like 30 something, but I haven't counted personally. But I'm just taking that off like the average human or whatever. It's like 32. I think that's the
Did you
number that
know
pops
the
into my head.
average human has less than one eye?
Okay, so you see, I do actually know that, just because you say this so much.
I do. I do say it
Which,
all the time.
because if you first somebody first said that, you're like, what are you talking about? That's a lie. But I mean, if you took the average, and then everybody, everybody's got two eyes. Once at least one person doesn't have two eyes, the average lowers.
Yeah, and so it's now all of a sudden lower than
Even
2.
it's
God.
1.99 going on forever. It's still less than
Less
two.
than 2. God.
So
That's such a...
the
Well, actually, 1.9 and the 9 is repeating, is actually equal to 2, and we can prove that mathematically.
oh man, I remember I watched somebody turn 1 plus 2 into what? 1 plus or not 1 plus 1 equals 3, and I was like, huh. And it completely checked out mathematically, and I was like,
0.9 repeating is equal to 1. Exactly. And the reason we know that is because 1/3 is exactly 0.3 repeating, and 3/3, so 3 times that, so 0.9 repeating, is equal to 1. So, isn't
see,
that
they
fucking
say
weird ass?
that like math is math, but then they do this kind of stuff, and then I don't believe them.
Yeah, well, math isn't math. A lot of people think that math is like a physical thing that the universe is bound by, but rather it's
It's like a way of
math is
measuring
bound by the
the
universe.
universe. Mm-hmm.
Rather, we math is a construct that we made to describe the universe.
You
If
don't
if the
actually know what's
universe
happening.
worked differently from what it does or how it does, then we would have a different form of math. It would still be math, but it would be different form
Yeah,
of math.
it's kind of like how sometimes I just hear people say like, "Gosh, I couldn't imagine if we didn't have so and so," and like, man, how would we live? And I'd be like, you just live differently. It's not like you don't
Yeah.
have it and you do at some point you did have it, you know?
Mhm.
Because like when I was small child, I was like, gosh, that would just suck, I'd be like, gosh, I wish I could do whatever. Like, no, I wouldn't. It wouldn't
Mhm.
exist.
Yeah. God. Well, so that reminds me of so I'm really weird when it comes to like uh thinking about what is the nature of the universe. And
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't draw a line between the theoretical and the physical.
All right.
They're exactly the same to me because consciousness
No.
is uh because we have,
No.
we don't know what consciousness is. Um and it's at least our best naturalistic explanation for for what consciousness um is basically a sufficiently complicated uh item uh can, you know, seem to be alive or whatever, um or conscious. We don't really know what consciousness is um in naturalistic terms. And so because of that, I think, well, we know that, so we have consciousness, so you can prove that well, anecdotally, basically, that you are conscious. Um, but here's the thing: what if you make up a character in your head? Is that character conscious?
No, that's an interesting question.
Because I would say yes, and the reason why is because they act if it is truly a separate like entity and they act independently of you, then that would be why it would be a separate consciousness, and so it would be a separate being experiencing um, that reality, essentially. And if you can just make other consciousnesses in your head, which you can do, you really screw up your brain by doing it. So I wouldn't recommend doing it, but um, uh, you can basically give yourself schizophrenia, uh, and if you can
Don't.
make something that perceives itself to be real, um, uh, switching. If you can make something in your head that perceives itself to be a real thing, um, or you for instance are a thing that really isn't real. You aren't really real. Your body is real, but your consciousness isn't real. It
Rather,
isn't,
it's a
at least not
construct.
physical. Yeah, it's a construct. And if these constructs can experience um, whatever the hell we call experience, or you know what I mean, um, uh, then that must mean that all theoretical, uh, or well, I think that means that all theoretical uh, existences are real existences because the distinction is irrelevant. Um,
Well, it sounds like what it sounds like to me. What you're saying is, if it's theoretical, but can be perceived as actually conscious, then it is. There is no difference between it and something that is conscious.
that is true. That is part of what I'm saying, but man, I keep feeling like I'm about to wrap it up, but I'm not. Um, uh,
Yeah.
the more like, okay, so I can perceive of a existence in which uh I am, still my normal conscious self, except I have, I don't know, super strength or something. Now, what I mean is that there's probably a consciousness. What the fuck?
It's
You
it's
broke him.
it stops time, and I didn't know that.
Oh,
Anyways,
um,
that was a waste.
uh, 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 there is a theoretical consciousness that that could exist in that theoretical world. Um, uh, so like your D&D characters, okay, if you make a D&D character, if you are making those characters as separate, characters, they're you're actually role playing, then they are essentially real. Um, and the reason I say it like that is they're not real to us because we can never experience um, their like physicality.
Mm-hmm.
Um, however, they are real in the sense that it is an actual um, consciousness that exists separately of your own and does not actually require you to perceive. Um, uh,
Itself.
yeah,
Reality.
yeah. You
Okay.
don't need to perceive the consciousness for it to exist.
Interesting. Well, what a topic, man. We started out with, I can't remember, and now we're talking about theoretical consciousness.
Yes. That's why I love doing this with you. It's
It's
so
just
fun.
incredible. Well,
I'm a weird person in general though.
mm-hmm. Well, we are just about out of time for this one.
Yes, we are.
So,
Correct.
if you have any
If you liked it,
suggestions for,
hit the like button. If you didn't,
don't like it.
yeah.
But if you've got any suggestions for just short little games, preferably free, you know, smack them in the comments. We'll look at them. We'll consider them.
We'll consider them, yes. And I mean, it's actually very highly likely that we will play them
For now, you know,
for
when
now.
it's just
Yeah.
one of you.
Mhm.
If there is one of you. But anyways, that's all for this episode. Kerchow.